Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. This one is using a kit that I didn't alter much, but I have some ideas with it that I want to share with you. It's a kit that creates pop-up cards, and you don't want to take the pop-up card idea away from this kit. It's just a really fun kit. It's a small kit. It creates 4 cards, and there's one of each, and so it's a less expensive kit than normal, but they're pop-up cards, so they're amazing. And so I thought I would do a couple different or share a couple like different ideas and then start creating with it. I also have a past pop-up card that I made years ago with the paper pumpkin kit, just to give you ideas of how you can turn your elements of paper crafting products in your room to pop-up cards. And so we're gonna look at that past card, we're gonna look at this kit, and then I'm gonna dive into a couple other ideas, one that I fully created and one that I just thought I would wing it while we're live. So welcome everybody. It's nice to see a lot of you chiming in. It looks like we have 61 viewers. That's awesome, especially for a Saturday morning. I know everybody's so busy, right? And it's summer here in the Northern Hemisphere, so we are definitely busy trying to make the most of our days. There's a lot going on in my personal world. We have a garage sale coming up this next week, and it's a paper crafting garage sale that I do every year. So you can imagine what the house looks like right now. The last live I did, this whole countertop was filled with stuff that I had brought up from the basement, and now it's up in the living room, and I'm going through it and I'm trying to price stuff, and we have, I think, 17 crafters participating in it. So book your flights. Plan your road trip. I'm serious. Some people do that. They actually drive hours and hours to come to this sale. So feel free to join us Wednesday and Thursday. So let's go back to the pop-up cards. Pop-up cards are fun. They're interactive cards. I wouldn't call them fun fold cards. I'd call them interactive. Like there's two different things. Interactive is when something happens to the card when you open it up, right? So let's take a peek at this kit little flyer that you get, and this is what it looks like on the front. Those are the 4 cards. You don't really see the insides of a couple cards, and you don't see the outsides of a couple cards, so I'm going to show you that. Now there is a how-to video that Stampin' Up! Puts out for every single Kits Collection kit, so I don't need to necessarily walk you through the ins and outs of all of those cards, and plus I only have 1 kit. So we're going to make do with what we have. This is what you have in the instructions. Oh, sorry, it's kind of close to this is what you have in the instructions for the kit. All of the instructions that come in our Kits Collection kits and our Paper Pumpkin kits try to avoid using words. They include a ruler with metric and imperial measurements. You have, if you have any words, then they put them in the multiple languages, but it's a mostly visual type of instruction pamphlets, so that's awesome. And then you can also like scan the QR codes on the back. I think this one gives you this one's for the instructions for this kit, and this is instructions for basics of stamping. You can see what's in the kit, the colors, and all of that kind of stuff. So Germany is far away, Evelyn. I totally agree. Yeah, you might not want to fly out for a garage sale. But yeah, I mean, if you have an excuse to come and visit Minnesota next year, we usually hold it in June, and then you could make it like a multi-reason to come out from Germany. All right, this is the kit, or this is the card that I made years and years ago. It was using one of our Paper Pumpkin kits that had some puns in it, some funny little puns. It was using cherries, bananas, eggs, that kind of thing. So you are cherry sweet, RR. And then on the inside, I took the envelope flap and I turned it into a little talking monster. So he talks when you open and close the card. He's quiet when you have it totally open, and then when you open it. So yeah, anyways, I just thought, well, the cherries could turn into eyes. I pick you, just a hugging monster would be fun. So that was a card that I made years ago. You can look up that kit. can't remember the name of it now. But maybe somebody can put it in the description if you know. And then just just search on like a Google search, just put Rachel Tessman and then such and such paper pumpkin kit, and it will show you what I've done with it. So let's take a peek at a card base. This is just a basic white card base. And I am going to just show you one thought that I had with this kit, because I like to multiply cards from a kit, right? That's one of my favorite things to do. See how many cards you can get out of a kit. And this kit comes with 4. So if you could make it 8 cards, that would be like even better for the US $10, right? We have $10 for the US kit. So thank you so much, Helene. This is another idea that I had with it. So if you take a basic white card base and then you add in extra envelopes, because the kit does come with 4 pretty envelopes. And if you're going to double the kit, you'd want to have some more envelopes. So that's some extra product. Let me just crease this so it stays down. Maybe it's not going to stay down. Okay, but another thought is to take the elements from the kit and to separate them out so that you have this piece, which normally goes on the front of the card, accenting this card. Then you could just leave this as is. The elements can still be used on the inside because, you know, who wants to not make a pop-up card with that? I mean, it's gonna make this cute little dinosaur coming out, right? But the problem is this kit does not come with stamps. Unless you have friends and family that know multiple languages, you're pretty much going to choose the language that works, you know, your base language, right? So you have one sentiment that you can use. But another thought is to bring in either a stamp set, if you want to, or the Greetings for All Mix and Match Ephemera kit. So this is a great way to grab a sentiment and just go with it, right? I think like this one here, you could totally turn into a kid's birthday card, right? So cute. So you could put happy birthday at the top of that. You could put some embellishments on there and then just write something on the inside. So that's one way that you could double the kit real quickly, is to have some ephemera or a stamp image for the sentiments. You could even swap it out. You could have happy birthday on this one. Oh, sorry. And then you could have your dynamite on this one. You could choose lots of different words that are in here. We're going to set that aside because we're going to come back to that later. But let me show you another thought that I had for these kits. Instead of separating out the front panel, because again, the front parts of all of these cards are great. The only one that doesn't really have imagery, well, this one doesn't have imagery, but it has a pretty rainbow on it. But this one here, this card kit front, is just kind of like a frame. So, you know, it's not, well, I mean, that would still work, right? Okay, so you have different card bases that are fully colored on both front and back. So you could double the kit doing it that way. Or let's just get rid of this. And let's put together a different way to accent the front of this, okay? So I'm going to bring in some basic white cardstock, and we're going to cut some pieces that are 4 1/4. Okay, I just have like a half sheet here. And then the height of this piece is, it's just over 4 3/4, so 4 7/8. So I'm going to make this 5 inches tall. 5 inches tall by 4 1/4. Okay, so we have kind of a squattier look. And you see what I'm doing? I'm making kind of a layer here, a frame layer. We're going to score on this side, and this side measures 3 5/8. So I'm going to score it at, and it's actually just over 3 5/8. So I'm going to score just over 3 3/4 inches. Here's 3 3/4. Is that what I said? Yeah, 3 3/4. It's just, oh, sorry, it's just under 3 3/4 inches. So we're going to go, because it was here, It's kind of an odd measurement. It's like by the 16ths if you want to get exact. Okay. Yes, you could color those sentiments. Totally. They're just cardstock, Debbie. So thanks for that suggestion. That would be a great idea because then it would stand out. She's talking about these guys here. So you could color that in if you wanted to add more supplies or if you have a craft room full of supplies. And so then we're just going to go ahead and shift this 1/8 of an inch. So it was just under, and now we're going to go just over 3 3/4, and we're going to score here. Okay, there we go. Now we have a fold there, and this will frame very nicely. Someone suggested doing a shaker on the frame. Totally great idea, Helene. Do you pronounce it Helene or Helen? I think it's Helene. Hello, hello. For those of you just joining us, thank you for joining. It's a busy Saturday because that's the way it is on weekends, right? So I appreciate you guys coming. So here we've done a little score mark there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach this in the corner, okay? So we're going to grab our multi-purpose liquid glue, and I think this one is running out, but we're just going to use a little bit of glue here because glue is one of those adhesives that goes a long, long way. If you're going to make multiples of cards, I recommend bringing out the glue. Okay, we're going to put this in the lower right-hand corner. Why the lower right hand? Well, because we want this to stand up. I love it when cards can stand. Oops, we got to shift that a little bit more. Okay, so shift it so it's right in that lower right-hand corner. Let's make sure. Good, it's nice and flush now. And that's another great thing about glue is it has wiggle room, like you can adjust it for a while. Okay? Queen, Helene. Oh, good, good, good. I'm pronouncing it right. I think I've asked you that before. And then I never took the time to look up and see what you responded. Okay, so now we're going to stick this down here. We'll do the same thing. Oh, that's my extra glue in case I run out of this one. It's been wet here too, Karen. We have had nonstop rain. So I'm hoping that the clouds will get it just, get that out of your system. Just rain away for the next few days so that when my garage sale hits, it's nice and sunny. All right, so we're going to take this and put this here. And now we're just, we're altering the kit card, not to multiply it, but because I felt like these little guys here, first of all, here's another one. First of all, it needed a layer behind it. It needed some framing or a dimensional. They don't give you dimensionals in this kit, but I think dimensionals for a shadow or a white layer, even if it's not going to become what I'm doing here, a white layer like this would really make it stand out. So that's why I first thought, let's do the white layer. So we've got that. Now let's open it up and we're going to put together our fun little dinosaur. And let's see here. I'm going to keep my cute container from the Country Hive. It's a little beehive. I'm going to keep that off to the right here. Okay, so Stampin' Up! Gave you little imagery where you're going to be attaching your pieces. So we're going to start with one side only, because if you do both sides at the same time, you're going to have, maybe a mess. We don't want a mess. So we're going to start with this one, and we're going to attach it right there in that spot and hold and press for a while. We can even fold it back, excuse me. Lingering cough, that was from May. It's supposed to be going away. All right, let's do this other one here in the bottom. And that one is going to be attached like this, I believe. Okay, so you have a tab going in. Oops, I already have the cap off. I'm just trying to picture how his mouth is going. Yes, that's the way it is. Because there's a little bit of shadow on one side versus the other. So this is the inside of the mouth, I think. Let me peek. I think it could go either way. but I want this side to be, I want this one. All right, so we're gonna flip it. We're gonna attach that little piece right there. And I'm using glue, but the kit comes with a roll of tape, which is a nice strong adhesive that we carry. It's tear and tape adhesive. So you're good to go on that. Oops, don't slide it around, Rachel. Okay, and now we can attach this side over here. Now when we do this side, we're going to flatten the card closed because we could accidentally put this in the wrong spot and then, you know, we won't be able to close the card. So we're going to attach it like that. Okay, and now we're going to close while it's still kind of movable. And yep, it's just slightly moved, but that's okay. It's going to work. That's where it needs to go. And then this piece, same thing. So we're going to glue and we're going to stick it down into that little tabbed area here. And this one we might have to kind of close our card part way to get in there. Attach. We're going to hold it just for a second so it can grab. Okay, now it's grabbed there, and now we can close it all the way. Oops. We'll just close it on top of the tab. It is a really cute kit. So my alternate plan for it is to have this extra little flap that makes it a fun fold card too. So it's not only a interactive card, but it's going to stand, it's going to have that front image pop out and extend open when you open the card. We'll just set that, oh, I don't know, wherever. Let's just put that in the upper left-hand corner. Because if we're bottom right, let's go upper left. Now let's open it up and see what we have. See, now we have a fun fold card. It can stand because this base is even. And we have our little talking dinosaur. He's so cute. Now that's one of the ones that you see on the front of the card, or the front of the instructions. Let's play around with the monkey. The monkey is a little bit different. Now I've already got this folded, but look at how this guy comes together. He's pretty elaborate. He has lots of folds in here. So we have two little tabs on the side, and that's all that attaches. And then the folds go, and this is, you know, this is how it works. So hopefully this makes sense to you. But we're going to stick him down here, and when we close the card, his arms are going to go in and collapse on themselves. For this one, I'm going to use tape. I'm going to use my stamp and seal. Well, let's just use the tape that comes in the kit. Some tear and tape. We'll use tear and tape. I did write supplies in the description of the video, and the blog post has not yet gone live. Like I said, it's a busy Saturday, so we've been prepping for the garage sale. I have lots of people coming over and dropping off their stuff, and it takes a bit of time. Let's grab the take your pick tool. See if that'll work. It takes a bit of time to, you know, get that stuff put out onto the tables. So I end up losing time on what I need to get done, which is no big deal for those of you that are participating in the sale. But I'm not done with the blog post yet, so I'm sorry about that. We're going to stick that down in that place. And now let's put some extra tape over here. Normally my fingernails work, but today they are not working. So we're just going to dig under there with the take your pick tool, flatten that out. And I like how they have these things not as rectangles because you really want to see which way you should face that tab. So we're adding that in like that, and then we're going to close it and make sure it closes. Don't have as much wiggle room with tape, but that's how he goes. He's so fun. He just like explodes out at you. So let's do the same thing to the front of this. Let's just grab some regular tape from the kit. So again, you wouldn't have to use glue. You could just use the tape the whole time. We'll stick that down, tear it off. That's the great thing about tear and tape. It's a super cute kit. I totally agree with you. This one and the kit that had the calendar, which I think it's discontinued now, or it's on the discontinued list. Maybe that's what it is. Last chance list, I should call it. Anyways, that calendar, I didn't want to adjust that at all either because I love the whole purpose of it, you know. I mean, regular cards, it's much easier to multiply the cards in the kit, but yeah, I just couldn't do anything much different on this one and the calendar one because they're just so awesome. They're just great ideas. But yeah, now this guy could go either way. I think in the instruction, yeah, so on this thing, see, you've got your monkeys going that direction, but you could totally do it the other way too. I'm going to go ahead and just follow because there's really no up or down. One monkey is upside down, the other one isn't, and vice versa. And then this can go right through the middle. So we'll put dimensionals on that. And the next card that I'm going to do has, let's see here. Did they show that one? They did not. I'm just going to do the inside of it. And then I'm going to show you one other idea with the fourth card. Okay, so there's this one. And again, because this is right justified, I decided to stick that off to the left. You could add some rhinestones or something like that. But this is just a more fun way to really make that card pop. Okay, next card. So this is the one where you see the outside already. Here's the outside. And the inside has a different kind of pop-up piece. It's not folded necessarily. It's more like these pieces here, they just slide together. So there's these little grooves in there, and it slides together to make this little unicorn, okay? The wing is in the back that has the fold, and then the feet fold. And we stick them down in that spot. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll do that with glue. So the thing that I was going to do different on this one, because I actually was going to do something different. Let's see if I can explain that. So you could take, I'll just glue that right in that spot there and hold it for a minute. You could take and do the front the same way as I did on the first two cards, but centering this on the front of the card just kind of looked nicer because the rainbow imagery. Okay, do we have that on there? So now we can glue the legs. Let's glue the backs of the legs. And how do I know to glue that side than the other side? Because it has to all fold down flat inside the card anyways. So that would definitely be where it sticks. And then we can take and connect it. Hold it for just a couple seconds. And then we'll flatten it down. Again, the glue gives you lots of maneuverability in case you mess up on the taping. Okay, we're just kind of holding it sort of shut here. And now before it completely dries, we'll flatten it down. So what I was saying is, this looks better centered than it does down here, but if you want to, you can totally do the same thing. Another thought is just to have it a little bit higher, have that same look, but go a little bit higher so that you have more of an even look on the background design. The card will tip a little bit, but the majority of the card is this base. So this will probably swing out more so than kind of, you know, tip the card too much. So that's another thought on that one. And then the last one, I changed up in a different way. I decided to trim this because this little extra part on top just didn't make the framing part to me look that great. I wanted to see more of the white that you see here. So I trimmed off a bit at the top, and I'm going to tell you the measurements in case you want to do the same. So this piece again is 5 7/8, and I trimmed off 1/2 inch from the top. Okay, so it's now 4, did I say 5 7/8? 4 7/8. Now it's 4 3/8. And then from the sides, remember we have that little odd measurement here. It's like to the 16th, so it's just under 3 3/4 or just over 3 5/8. So I took that measurement, I laid it in here like this, and I said to myself, how do we, I know what I did next. Then I took a ruler and I measured this. Oh, and let me tell you first how I got the 5 inches. So I brought it down to okay, so it was at 4 7/8. I cut off a 1/2 inch, and that would give me that white border with just a little bit of that petal pink color in there. So I wanted to have that same small smidgen of petal pink within. So then I measured this and I said, oh, it's just under 3 inches, maybe by a 1/16 of an inch. So if we take that measurement to this measurement, that measures 3/4 of an inch, right? Let me think here. Hang on, I had the math right yesterday. All right, so we wanted to do 3 inches, and we have just over 5/8. So I went in a little bit. That would be 3/4 of an inch. So instead of 3/4 of an inch, which is here, we have to cut that in half because we have to trim off evenly or our dog and our kitty are going to look lopsided. So 3/4 of an inch cut in half. What you do is you take the bottom number and you double it. So 3/4 is 3/8. So we're going to go to the 3/8 inch mark and we're going to trim. And then we're going to flip it over. See, I almost had it cut there and then I was like, wait a minute, Rachel. And then 3/8 of an inch on this side. And hopefully this is right because I only have one of these cards. All right, so this piece now fits within, in such a nice shape. See, and now we see that full white border out there and it really emphasizes our kitty and our dog. So I guess I wouldn't put that little flap on the front because the frame is kind of funky. Like if you were to do this, right, and put your frame on there, it doesn't look right. Down here, it doesn't look right. For this one, I decided to just go further with what was already designed, but to show more of that front frame. So on this one, I didn't alter it much at all. Just trim the front, okay? You're loving it. You're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, and the phases that come and go with children, right? Yes, I'm feeling for you because my boys have gone in and out of lots of phases. And when they go out of a phase, it's so sad because, you just want them to still be that same way because they're so gosh darn cute when they're little. Okay, so now we have these guys. These guys attach in a different way. The rounded tab goes to the back like that. Isn't that weird? But it works. So we're going to glue and we're going to stick down. And that attaches here. Let me make sure it's in the right spot. Okay, and we see a little bit of his body right here. Okay, so that's okay. We want to see a little bit of his body or her body. Don't know if it's a boy or a girl doggy. Okay, and then this piece, if we fold the whole thing down, should connect with the other flap. So let's fold it all down. Glue this just a bit. Let's try connecting this way, okay? Okay, now let's open it up and see yes, it got pretty darn close to that spot. Not exactly, but that's okay. We'd rather the card close. Yeah, we have to make sure it closes. That's more important. So there's our little doggy on the ground and our kitty up on top. And then there's another little pop-up piece. So this one goes on the inside. Oops, I glued both places. Rachel, you're not supposed to do that. You've been telling people not to. So that gets glued down here. Then we fold our kitty in half so that that tab is exposed. I haven't even watched the instructional video for this. I'm not even sure how they instruct on it, but there's a couple ways to do it. So this is gluing the tab and hoping it lands in the right spot. Glue it, hold it one more time. Or gluing first and then waiting a little bit, sticking it down and making sure that it adjusts as it sticks down, right? So there we have our little kitty and our doggy. Now this look here is similar to the card that I'm going to show you next, okay? Another kitty. I know, 2 kitties. I love it. I'm a kitty fan myself. So we have 2 kitties and a doggy on the inside of that card. So that's how I would change that one. Another card idea is using ephemera. So after getting this kit and playing around with it a bit, I was like, it would be really fun if I could make my own little pop-up. And I remembered the pop-up card that I had from kits, you know, this one here, this little guy that I did. And you get cards that have little pop-ups inside them, right? So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to take the ephemera from these kits? A big piece. Oh, here's a nice big piece. And what if we did a little bit of a fold on it? Maybe like right here. So if we creased it right here on these 2 leaves, okay, and then we glued the bottom of those leaves into a card in the fold, we could get a card that looks like this. So I just took the ephemera, folded it right there where the middle space wouldn't be interrupted. In fact, you could even trim flat between 2 areas that stick out, but I needed little tab areas to glue into the card. So I folded those back just a little bit, and then I stuck them inside. I stuck one inside first, actually. No, did I stick both in? I think I stuck both in. I stuck both down, and then what I did is I took and I folded it, and it automatically came forward like that, and when I folded it, the crease was created. So if you don't create the crease first, you can create it as you smush the card closed. Okay? So there's that. Then I put some extra leaves that were also in this kit. There's lots of different floral pieces in this ephemera kit. And I just stuck on flowers and leaves, grabbed this from the Greetings for All mix and match because we actually have white on black sentiments too. And then on the front, so this is a lemon lolly base, and I figured it's a light enough color where you could write on the inside. And then on the front, I took and put a layer of black because of the sentiments having the layer of black behind them, and a couple more colors of flowers, a black and white one for sure on the front to kind of coordinate with what's on the inside. The embellishments are just glued on. They come from this pack. This is the Itty Bitty Bokeh Mix. And when you open it up, you can see that there's flat sequins in there, but there's also these little guys here. Oops, let's see if we can grab it. It's not flat. It's a rounded on one side. It's like a half circle. Half a sphere, I should say. So then I took and I glued those puppies down and put a glue dot, and then I stuck it down in place and decorated the centers of these flowers and just put a little dot dot behind in front of the hay. Hey, you did it. Oh, and this is popped up with dimensionals, so is this. And this background is embossed with one of the best embossing folders. That is the Soft Waves embossing folder. And it gives just such a fun look. You could either think of it as wind or sand or sea. It just has a nice motion to it. So that is the other card idea I have for you. And then I have a third one that I thought I would just, kind of walk you through quickly. Let me close this up. So here's that white card base again. Do you remember we brought this in from the beginning? Okay, so another way that you can get ephemera is not just through those little packets, but some of our paper packs have what we call ephemera. So if you go to the last page of some of the paper packs, you have these punch out pieces. And one of those punch out pieces is this large floral piece. So let's just do that. Let's take and glue down. So I've folded back these pieces here, and we're going to make that pop up. So it has to be able to fit inside the card when the card is closed. And so what you want to do is you don't want to stick your pop-up down here, because then when it closes, the flap will be outside of it, right? The flowers will be outside. So we're going to take and glue these guys down up on top here. And I'm going to kind of arch them back a bit and hold them down. So I've curved it. I've curved it. Thanks, you guys. I'm glad that you like the ideas. So we've had rain for so many days, and today it's not supposed to rain, although as I look outside, it still looks very, very wet. So I think the forecast is wrong. Keep those fingers back there. I don't have a lot to hold down. Hang on a minute. I don't have a lot to hold these down with because the tabs, the little leaf parts, are very, very tiny. It's a nice quick way to do a card, isn't it? To use the ephemera. I agree. So yeah, it's not attaching real strong, but, and then if you get little smudgy parts there, you just take your adhesive eraser and kind of wipe that away after it's dried. But I have two parts that are attaching here. This one doesn't seem to want to do that. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold. Now that these are in there, I'm going to fold my card, and you can see how it naturally just folds where it needs to fold. See, it's not completely in half, right? Because we have the pop-up further back. Kind of have to monkey with it a bit, but there, we have it going. And then what I could do is I could take these extra flowers that you can punch out, and I could, you know, have little clusters here and there around or behind or below. Maybe they could go down here, but then you can decorate the inside of your card in that way with the extra ephemera. The outside, because this paper is so amazing, the outside you could be using, you know, like the layered pieces that come in the kit that you can just cut out, or you can use the full designs. There are sheets in here that are full, printed on both sides kind of designs, and just add some ephemera to make your sentiment. So I will finish up this card in the near future and post pictures on my website. By the way, if you are new to my channel, thank you for watching and tuning in. I get straight down to business when I start creating, and I forget to advertise for myself. But my name is Rachel Tessman. Again, I am from stampyourartout.com. That is where you can find my blog, my website. I call them the same thing because there's a blog portion within there, but it's also a great resource. So if you go there and you look at the drop-down menus under all the tabs, you can see there's like ways to find out more about paper pumpkin kits. There's a whole place where you can, if you click About Me, I think it is, there's a section in there where it shows my project library. So if you're looking for a past card, there's a little snippet picture from each of my blog posts. So it's a great place to go to. You can shop directly from that spot. So if you're on stampyourartout.com, there's a shop button, and then you can purchase these products. But also within the description of each video, I have a product list, and those will go directly to the online store so that you can shop these products too. I'm going to bring these cards back in so we can take one last peek at them. This one I just need to open up because I didn't do the outside yet, but these are the fun card ideas that I explained. Let me bring them back in. I'm setting them up and you guys are like, where are they? So that's what they, oh, and this one I didn't finish with the sentiment on the top. Silly me. You're my best friend. So I would probably stick that like over here. I like things to be kind of off center. So there we go. I hope that those ideas inspired you to do something fun with this kit. Just some things that I would have improved on, I guess. Just having that white layer behind to make it pop out, or putting some dimensionals behind those front layers would really help the card get it enhanced a little bit more, right? But yeah, to have that flap that comes out on the front just turns it into a fun fold too. And then you can continue to see what's on the front of the card once you open it. So I hope you enjoyed these pop-up card ideas, just for fun inspiration, some creative thoughts on what you can do with products that are already in your stash, possibly, or products that you could purchase now if you're interested. Again, the links for all the products are in the description of the video. We have a sweet sale going on. So I am going to take you quickly to the website because I want you to take a peek at this. It's a great deal, but it sometimes confuses people. So I just want to make sure that we are guiding you on this. So I'm going to click out of this here. Okay. Oops, it's not going away. So this is stampinup.com, and this is the online store. So when you're in the online store, there is a drop-down menu where you can go to specials and you can see the sweet sale here. You can click on it and go there, or you can just watch these little pictures go across the screen, use the tabs to kind of navigate. And we're just going to click on the shop now just to see what this is all about. So in the sweet sale, it talks about how it works. So basically it's buy one, get one 50% off, but the price ranges are huge. Like you have a whole suite at over $100, excuse me, and then you have an embellishment from a suite at just under $10. So you got to shop wisely when you're shopping the sweet sale. Some people are placing more than one order if financially it makes sense to them with shipping costs, because there's a minimum of $7.95 shipping on all orders in the US. So if you can split your order into two, then you can take advantage of getting one whole suite and another one half off. And then also in the other order, maybe doing a bundle from a suite and another bundle half off, or an embellishment from a suite and another embellishment half off. Okay, so, but if you put it all into one order, it's gonna read the two, if you have four things, it's gonna read the two that are the least expensive. So if you're buying two suites and two embellishments, and they're all suite products, you're gonna get the embellishments at half off and you're not saving as much. These are the different suites that are available. There are a ton of them. You can shop that way by clicking on each area. You can also go, and I'm just going to check here before I show you. Product suites, visit. Let's see if it takes us to the same page. I think it might. I think this is an updated, it is. Okay, so this is the way their suite pages look now if you're going to go and look at all the suites at once. So you just click and you can shop from each one. And some computers allow you to do like an click so that you can create multiple tabs as you're searching. But see all of these products. So this here is $64.75 and this is $7.50. So this is the one that would become half off. Okay, virtual album retreat. That was something that you could also see when we were on the home screen here. This virtual album retreat is a new event that Stampin' Up! Is hosting. They are going to actually hold an event with this. So you buy the product, then you get invited into this private Facebook group. The videos that are live become recordings so you can come back to it at any time, rewatch things, learn and learn and learn. In my website, so if I take you to stampyourartout.com and we go to any of the posts, let's just go to my blog and click on this last one here. And we're going to scroll down. My website at the bottom of each post has information about things going on with either my business or with Stampin' Up, right? And here is that virtual album retreat. Now I hope Janice, I think is how you say her name, I hope she doesn't mind, but I was searching on YouTube and found her video. She did an excellent unboxing for the virtual suite or virtual retreat products. Now I shared a little bit of it, but I didn't go into detail on what's like she went into a lot of detail and it's amazing. So if you click there, you're going to see even more of what comes in that product if you're going to purchase the virtual retreat album the virtual album retreat products. And then, yeah, I hope you can join me. I'm so excited about it. I have my products ready to go and I can't wait to learn from the people who teach during Stampin' Up's event. There's also a Stampin' Storage sale going on. So if we come back, I think this was it. If we come back up to the top here, Stamp & Storage is having what they call a mega sale. They're having some what do they call it, doorbuster deals every day too. So you can get free shipping on orders of $150 or more. So there, we'll scroll down like that, of $150 or more. And so you'll want to check out what they have going on. That link can be found again in the description of my posts. My last post has that description right within, and then in further posts like today, when I finish, you'll be able to see it in the product area. But just click on that link, it'll take you directly there. Now, I am an affiliate with Stamp & Storage because look at my room. I have a whole bunch of their stuff. Love their stuff. And so I get a little kickback if you purchase using a link through my website. And upcoming lives, let me just tell you about those in case you'd like to come back. I put all the advertisement kind of things at the end. I hope you don't mind. But the upcoming lives that I have will be the next one. It's kind of far off, you guys, like a week and a half away. But it's June 25th, Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm skipping next Wednesday because that will be the day of the first day of our garage sale, and there's no way I can even go to the bathroom on that day. It's a crazy day. So there will be no live next week. Next week on Wednesday, the 25th, we can tune in and see some paper crafting ideas. And then on the 28th, my extra live will be just for members. So if you are one of my supporter members of my channel, we have fan members at 99 cents per month, and then we have supporter members at $5.99 per month. So if you are a supporter member, then you are going to be able to get in on an extra free live where I teach another paper crafting class. And you can become a member, and I think you can see past lives. So that's another perk too. Become a member and then tune into the other ones also. Now let me know if I'm wrong, you guys, because I don't see what my members see necessarily. So sometimes when you come to me with questions like, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm like, I don't know, because they don't let me see what you guys are doing. But just know that there's opportunities to get lots more out of my channel if you decide to monetarily support my channel. And I appreciate all of you so very much. If you see anybody with a special kind of emoji sticking out after they comment, one that you can't find, or you see the rhinestone next to their name, that means that they are one of my members that supports my channel. So I appreciate them very, very much. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. I hope that you had a great time. I'm going to let you all go because, again, it's Saturday and I'm sure you guys are all busy. So I hope that I inspired your creativity, and that's it. So take care, everybody. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.